TinWorks Fabrication has just come out with the 88 to 98 Silverado and Sierra frame stiffener. There it is. Got a whole lot of parts to go through. Before we can start working on that, I got to do a new steering gearbox and new steering linkages on the front of this frame so we could roll it out and get to work. And of course, I got with my buddy Joe Agizio at Agizio Motors and got me a red head. See that? Got a red head. These boxes have just kind of been my go-to. I got one on the dually, I got one on the C10. I need to put one on the Blazer. Cookie Monster's getting one. I just like them. They're affordable and they perform well. This is a 454 SS steering gearbox, so it's a little quicker ratio than their quick ratio. I think it's, instead of being 3 1/4 turns or 3 1/2, it's like 2 1/2 turns from lock to lock. You know, performance. Look at that beefy unit. Ugh. It's a lot easier than when I put the gearbox in the dually, because the body was on and I was on my back. This is, I recommend this way versus the other way. I think this goes in there like this. Yeah, something like that. We'll figure it out. Whoa, forgot. Oh. Trying to figure out how all this goes together. Just went ahead and set this in place. Now I'm getting my bar fit. There's your pitman arm. Now we can assemble our tie rod ends. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, the longer one goes to the outside of the spindle and it goes in from the bottom. And the shorter one goes to the inside, like steering rod, and it goes in from the back. Got the steering on. Now, see if I can get this sway bar on. Had to get another idler arm on order here. This one hits the sway bar. So the other idler arm I ordered has a smaller base here. So it should clear this. Hopefully we'll get something that looks more like that. Well, decided against working out in the driveway because it's starting to get a little toasty. All right, so we're gonna start acquiring, or sorry, cataloging our parts here. So these parts look like they're labeled. Everything's nice and smooth too, no sharp edges. Ooh, look at that. These welds are sick. Maybe one day I could stack dimes like that. Nope. Hey, got a t-shirt. Yeah, buddy. And then a big boy. There it is. Check this shirt out, man. Here you go. That is nice. I'm liking the color palette there. Thinking about the colors for the channel being black and yellow. I'm just kind of drawn to it. Black is means strong like a bull, and yellow means happy. So it's kind of me, right? Maybe black means like stubborn rather than strong, because I seem to just be a glutton for punishment and do the same thing over and over again with a smile on my face. Just going through all this stuff here, trying to get organized, which I'm never gonna be able to. Taylor, that's the dude that runs TinWorks Fab. Kudos to you, man. I've never seen somebody send me a sticker pack with candy. That is awesome. And Smarties, some of my favorite candies ever. Be putting those stickers to good use also. That's cool. Also wanted to show you all the quality of these parts. Everything's laser cut. It's labeled. These welds, very nice. Oh, I can't wait to lay this thing out. thinking I might go ahead and get this powder coated. That might be the right move here. Yeah, seeing those welds right there, everything's looking real nice. Even got the TinWorks Fab logo cut in right there. Yeah, looking good. Now with this frame stiffener, you're gonna have to relocate your gas tank. So I've already kind of accounted for this, and there's actually, that's what's in that box right there. So that's a Tahoe fuel cell. I'm gonna try to use a stock GM fuel cell on the back end of this frame. You also have to remove the cross members, transmission cross member, and there's a rear cross member. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so I've already done all that when I was prepping the frame. I kind of knew that's what I had to do. So now the first step, they say, grab these boxing plates, and you'll be able to drill it from the inside out. So you're using the piece as a template. And they're stamped D and P for driver passenger. This is our passenger side, so this box is facing forward. Now let's see. I wonder, is there anything that we line it up with, or do we just slide it all the way forward? There are 2 holes for the transmission crossmember. So this lines up with the 2 holes, with 2 holes for the transmission crossmember. One right there, and then this one's a little tighter. That's okay. We got a persuader here. Anyway, so here's the holes where you're gonna drill through the frame. Not doing that right now. All right, next we got these boxing plates. Something like that. Okie dokie. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting these center rail supports on. Again, a little tricky to do one-handed. Okay, so one thing I've noticed here is the alignment holes are a little bit different on this side. See how close it is to the edge versus on this side. See how far away it is from the edge? You can kind of see. So if we look here, we're very close to this part of the frame, and then here we're pretty far away. So I haven't drilled anything in yet, just trying to get everything fit, because this is still kind of a new part, so I want to make sure that I'm taking my time with it and get Taylor any feedback or suggestions. Could also be on purpose. I don't know yet. We're going to find out. So this looks like it's going to slide in. Who's this fella? Oh, Amazon. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Let me take a picture.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Probably chuck parts. Yeah, that's nice and tight. I like how the TinWorks Fab logo is like kind of ghosted in there. That looks cool. I think it'll look really good when it's coated. I've also made an executive decision. I'm gonna get these parts powder coated. We called our local powder coat company. They said they're like a week out. It's really not too bad. And I think that the paint that I got the rust encapsulator on this go around. I used the SEM rust shield for the frame. I think it came out nice. And I know that the rust shield, and especially I know the rust encapsulator is very durable, but these parts are clean, they're brand new, and you know, they're just getting powder coated. I feel like that's gonna be the better route. I feel like that's gonna be, these parts deserve to be powder coated because they're so dadgum nice. That's what I think. What's next? Coming from these supports back and connecting to our rails here. So far looking pretty beefy. Oh, we are off our mark here. We are on it there. I think I'm gonna knock this whole assembly back about an inch because it's lined up in the holes that it's supposed to be, but we're about an inch off of that. Yeah, see, like there's where the bolt's coming through. And you can kind of see that bolt hole right there. And we're lined up right here. This is, I'm assuming, where it's supposed to be. That's what it said in the directions. Like, I don't really, so the holes that are on the alignment holes that are on the bottom of this frame stiffener, the inner frame stiffener, are just reference points. So the only thing that matters is where you drill these holes. Yep, so that hole, you can see it down there. That does line up. This is the last piece of the puzzle. This is the transmission cross member here. Now it's adjustable, so it's going to be able to fit a wide variety of transmissions. You can move the transmission cross member up here or back here, and then you could slide it back and forth in each section. So I don't know where that's going to be yet. Just got off the phone with Taylor and shared that info with him about the inner frame brace on the driver's side not lining up with the transmission cross member holes. So they said they fit this on a 97 frame, and this is an 88. So if you know anything about vehicles, normally there's going to be small variations year to year, and that could be something that was from the factory. So maybe like early OBS frames, the transmission mounts are kind of off-centered. I don't know. Not a big deal. If you follow the instructions and you don't really commit to installing the thing, you're going to be just fine. Another thing he cleared up was this X member back here. So this beefy unit is going to install right here, and it's not on the website yet, but this is going to be an add-on. So we got that right there, that right there. So he said by the time this video posts, they may have it ready to go, but I'm going to install that right now. So you pretty much just got an idea on what this whole unit looks like back here. This thing, I'm telling you, is beefy. It's going to be real nice with that under the truck. So when I can put that coilover suspension to work on Cookie Monster on the autocross track, we might actually be able to compete. Unlike my last video where I had the worst time on the track. Well, silly me forgot to record putting in that brace. I'm gonna pull this frame out and give you guys a walk around of this unit. This absolute unit, dude. Also, this is the first time the frame's rolled on all of its own wheels in months. Hey, don't forget to check out the video of my new van. That's gonna be a daily driver. Oh, this deserves some like slow-mo music. So here's that cross brace. Now, it's just gonna bolt into the back of the frame stiffener right there. And then mine, I had to kind of fit it to go around this third link for the Ride-Tech coilover suspension. That's what I'm trying to say. And all I had to do was take out this upper mount bolt, these 3 bolts, then I'll drill a hole here, drill there. And instead of using the TinWorks Fab holes, I'll just use the Ride-Tech hole. So there'll be 4 bolts holding this in and on either side to the frame. And then we just bolt it all together. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and roll her back in the garage after I take a bunch of pictures of it. I gotta send Taylor some stuff. Plus, I think the contrast on the road looks pretty awesome. Blow it all apart. Tomorrow morning, drill all the holes. I like where everything's at, and then take it to the powder coater, because like I said, this is just way too freaking nice to paint. I wanna throw some nice smooth powder coat. Probably going with like a semi-gloss on this one. Yeah. And of course we got plenty of other things to do. So let me take a bunch of pictures, put this thing up, and I gotta go do something else tonight. Catch up with you guys probably tomorrow. Where did we leave off yesterday? I don't remember. All right, so got our X brace in. That's what I'm doing. I gotta drill a hole here, here, and here. Then I can bolt through the Rytech C-notch into the bracket that holds the X brace on. Then I can drill through the access hole here and here, 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 and here. Just to disassemble this one by one. I'm not gonna record this process of me drilling holes. And then taking it to the powder coat shop. My neighbor's pressure washing his house. He's hollering at his wife. I guess she got in the way or something. I think this goes without saying, but I have to disassemble the frame stiffener. So I'm taking the brace out so I can access the holes to drill here. Then taking this apart, obviously taking this off so I can access the holes to drill there. And then moving on down the line. Shouldn't have to say that, but you know. Got the parts back from powder coating. Actually got them pretty quick in a couple of days, but ended up going with this like textured black finish instead of a gloss or semi-gloss. I think it came out really nice. And it matches the frame too. It's pretty much the finish of the frame. I think told you guys about that on the last Cookie Monster video. Let's start putting this thing back together so we can wrap up this video for y'all. Just gonna get all these fasteners in here. Not gonna be tightening them up yet. Just wanna get everything set in place and make sure that it still fits. Gonna go ahead and lube this down with some silicone spray since it was already pretty snug without the coating on it. Oh yeah. Dang, you got screws going in here, 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 and then here, 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 here. Beefy. All right, I'm gonna come back a little. There we go. That is all good. I think I can go ahead and tighten all these down. Daggum, that looks good, buddy. Just got this side in. Just look at how nice this came out. Just got to install this rear connector piece, the transmission mount, and then we can install our rear X brace. I also want to say that when I dropped these parts off at the powder coater, it was on a Monday morning, and they called me Wednesday morning saying it was done. They said it might take them 2 weeks, and then they just knocked it out. And I went over to them, picked it up, and I was like, how'd you guys knock this out so quick? And they were like, dude, we didn't have to hardly do anything to get these ready. So he said we hit them with a sandblaster real quick just to clean them up, and then we're ready to powder coat right away. So huge shout out to TinWorks Fab for making high quality parts. And let me tell you, the fit on this is awesome, man. I mean, every single bolt right here, so you have adjustments on these bolts right here so you can slide forward, but basically every other bolt is cut to go exactly where it's supposed to go, and you're just supposed to have a little bit of adjustment right here in this forward piece. And man, let me tell you, not one thing has been misaligned yet, which is exactly what you want when you're working on something like this. Now, I gotta say, I would recommend doing it this way, taking the body off and, you know, working over top of it, because man, this is so much easier than working on the ground. But just judging by how everything's laid out, you could 100% do this on the ground with the body on the truck. No problem at all. Get yourself some lifting blocks, get that truck up off the ground, and you can go to town on this thing. But let's install the transmission cross member, this rear brace, and then we can install that X brace. What's up? Now this is an impressive unit. Holy cow. Looks even better than I expected. Let me tell you, the quality on this product right here is top notch. Let me tell you that. Precision was there. Every hole lined up perfectly. Instructions were extremely clear. I mean, even the condition of the parts when I got it in, like you could tell, there's just quality goes in to these TinWorks Fabrication parts. And I'm telling you guys, if you buy this for your OBS, you're not gonna be disappointed. I've been kind of walking around on this thing, like seeing what it feels like. And of course, I mean, I'm only 200 pounds, but dadgum, man, like it's definitely added some rigidity. Before, them frame rails would kind of tweak in, and now they're, I mean, even just doing the walking test, past that with flying colors. And another thing I want to note too is the rear of this X brace was not meant to work with, well, let's say not that it wasn't meant, but it wasn't necessarily designed to work with the Ride Tech coilover setup in the rear, but it just so happened to work almost perfectly with a little bit of modification to the brackets. I mean, I literally could not be more happy with this. And I think that the color and everything is, I think it's perfect. I think this is an awesome part. And I would not hesitate to purchase anything from TinWorks Fabrication for any of my parts. I'm gonna be hitting them up too about some other stuff I wanna do to the C10. Maybe to the dually, that thing's a mess right now. More on that in another video. But anyway, guys and gals, it feels incredibly good to be actually making progress on Cookie Monster. I mean, we got a dadgum near complete frame. I even got a brand new idler arm that looks like it's gonna work so we can put on our sway bar. That was not that big of a deal. I'm gonna cut the video here because I gotta take a shower. We're gonna go to a family dinner. I'm gonna enjoy some time with the kiddos and the family. As always, I appreciate you guys hanging around and watching these videos. And hey, if you liked watching me struggle put this together, why don't you watch this video over here? If you want to see some of the show coverage I do, why don't you check that video out over there? If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be freaking awesome as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.